Hi, and welcome back to the Be Boss channel where we break business obstacles online. Today, I'd love to talk about the challenge of choosing between paying for web hosting or opting for a free hosting plan. It's decisions like these that can slow your progress and become an obstacle in moving forward with your online business. In the last video, we looked at the basics of how to build a website, and in there, we said that building a website was mainly about three things: choosing a domain, web hosting, and web design. Now, while choosing a domain name and dealing with web design are separate activities, I wanted to focus on the challenge of selecting free or paid hosting plans for your website. First of all, just to remind you about its meaning, web hosting by definition means finding space online to store your website files, images, data, or code. There are several companies who provide hosting services online for a monthly or annual fee, while there are some companies who also provide these services for free. But what free in this case means is that they'll give you limited services and hope you upgrade later to a paid service. Both free and paid hosting plans have their pros and cons, so let's dive into them. Let's begin with the pros and cons of free web hosting. When it comes to free web hosting, you'll find that the main reason most people opt for it is because they are working on a limited budget or because they want to keep their expenditures down when they are just starting out in business, which is okay. But free web hosting isn't just for charity, it does come with its advantages, which we can get into right now. The first one is obvious: you get to save money. The cost of web hosting can range from $100 to $300 per year. In some instances, it can be even higher depending on the provider and your needs. So by getting a company to host your site for free, you'll be saving a ton of money which you can use elsewhere. The second advantage of free hosting is that it allows you to test different niche markets or different businesses before making a significant investment. You can first test the market by driving traffic to your new free website, then use the analytics to see how it performs. That testing will help you decide whether you should invest more into that business or pursue something else. Free web hosting allows you to learn about web development, which is another big advantage. You can get a free website hosted just to experiment with layouts, themes, designs, or templates, and then later apply them to your own site. You could also argue that with free hosting, you will have fewer maintenance issues, simply because any updates required will be done by the host company. Now, those are some of the main advantages of free hosting, and as I said earlier, you'll notice they all involve some aspect of working on constrained budgets, which is fine and even wise, especially if you're just starting out. But what are the cons, or the disadvantages of free web hosting? The main disadvantages in free hosting arise from the fact that your website will share space with other websites on the company servers. It's how free hosting works. They do this because they hope that once you get a taste of their product, you will finally sign on for their paid service to enjoy more benefits. So if you're sharing server space, 1, you'll get less storage space. If your site files will be on a shared server, you'll have limits on how many files you can store with a free plan. Secondly, free hosting will affect the general performance of your website. The fact that the hosting is shared means your website loading speeds will be low and your sites won't be as fast or reliable as sites on dedicated servers. At the same time, there's a higher chance of downtime or website outage because of server overload, which again impacts on the user experience. Free hosting plans may limit your control and ability to customize your website. This will happen because your free plan won't give you access to all the web design features like themes and templates or plugins that regular paying customers have access to. You also won't be able to get 24/7 tech support on a free plan. Since you're not paying for any services, a lot of companies won't prioritize any tech issues you might have with your site because they might offer very limited support or in some cases, none at all. Free hosting also means there's a chance you won't own your domain name, as it will be part of the company's subdomains, reading something like this, which might discredit your site or force your competition to acquire the actual domain for that type of business. Those 5 reasons would be the main disadvantages for free web hosting. They mainly revolve around website performance and poor user experience, yet on the other hand, if we are to compare it with paid hosting, the benefits would be quite significant. Let's take a look. With paid hosting, what you're getting is enough space and bandwidth for your websites. You'll have reliable speeds and performance. You'll have more storage, more control, and more options for customization. Paid hosting means you can handle sudden spikes in traffic, and that you'll get 24/7 all-round support for any technical glitches your website might have. All these are beneficial for your users who are being served through your website. So, to go back to the question of free versus paid hosting, the answer will lie in what website you're trying to build, or what your business objectives are. If you're trying to build a very low-content website like a personal portfolio, or you're just testing a site for niche marketing and you're expecting minimal traffic, then there's no reason why you shouldn't use a free hosting package. If, however, you intend to build a business and need ample storage for your files, decent speed and reliability on your site, consistent uptime, 24-hour tech support, or the ability to have a fully functional website, then there's no question that you will have to take out a paid plan for your hosting. The price for web hosting can range from $3 to $10 a month. It can also go up to $50 or $100 per month depending on your website needs. Okay, so now that you've gotten over the obstacle of choosing a hosting plan, I hope you can get started on building your website as soon as possible. Feel free to check out my previous video on the basics of building a website, which I'll leave a link for in the description below. Remember, if you like this video, let me know in the comments, and if you want to break more obstacles in online business, then make my day and hit the subscribe button. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.